Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Minutes to Midnight, which is actually my favourite Linkin Park album. So I adore Linkin Park, I have for years. By the time this is through, I would have done one of these videos on each album. I've got all the studio albums on vinyl, and I'm going to do it. Massive Linkin Park fan. I went and watched them in 2017, 2 weeks before Chester Bennington died. I don't think I've ever been as like emotionally touched from the death of someone I don't know or celebrity ever the way I was about Chester Bennington. It made the lyrics to so many songs look a lot more profound, a lot more heartfelt. Especially the lyrics to albums like One More Light and songs like Heavy. I remember my friend messaged me and he was like, and I knew he didn't know anything about Linkin Park, but he said, is your man from Linkin Park dead? And I was like, no, he's alive. I thought he was asking, like, is he still alive sort of thing. And he was like, nah, it says on the news that he's dead. I was like, let me check this out for myself. And honestly, that day, I had the week off work, This is like midweek, so I had a few days off work. And that day, I was watching the Live in Texas. I was watching a couple of their Rock AM Ring live sets. I used to love watching their live sets, man. And I just saw them, And it's funny because normally what I do is I abuse like a band up until I go see them. After I've seen them live, I always find it hard to listen to them for a little while. Linkin Park, it wasn't like that. When I got back, I just got deeper and deeper and deeper. And I was listening to Linkin Park that day. And it's horrible, man. It's horrible. I wish Linkin Park was still together, and I wish they were still releasing music. I don't know what the future holds for them, but there's no Linkin Park without Chester Bennington, put it that way. But this album, produced by Rick Rubin, has... Do you know what it is? It's like... It's a touching side of Linkin Park where... And it's got everything you want. So what Linkin Park are great at, right? If you want the screaming, Chester Bennington... rapping Mike Shinoda, then you can get that in the earlier stuff. One More Light, that's a little bit more sentimental, a little bit more toned down, right? And Minutes to Midnight is like a collage of all of that put together. So you got songs like Leave Out All the Rest. You know the lyric in Leave Out All the Rest? It goes, when my time comes, forget the wrongs that I've done, let me leave behind some reasons to be missed. And if you keep me in your memories, leave out all the rest. And it goes into that little bridge bit where it's like, forgetting all the hurt inside you've learned to hide so well, pretending someone else can come and save me from myself. I used to think that was the most beautiful lyric of all time. I used to have a lyric book with all my favourite lyrics in, right? And forgetting all the hurt. It's hard when you don't sing, man. Forgetting all the hurt inside you've learned to hide so... Forgetting all the hurt inside you've learned to hide so well. Pretending someone else can come and save me from myself. Mate, honestly, that used to give me shivers all the time. And then you have Bleed It Out, which starts off with a cool intro that just goes... like into one of the best riffs ever. And the way, bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away, bleed it out. I'm going to look like a weirdo on this camera, by the way, but I don't give a fuck, it's Linkin Park. Shadow of the Day, in the shadow of the day, we'll embrace the world in grey. Like, I'm going to put this on the minute this is finished, I can't wait. What I've Done, banger, Hands Held High. Mate, all of this is on this album, No More Sorrow, Valentine's Day, in between. They're all bangers. There's a lyric in Hands Held High I love. It's class Mike Shinoda lyric, and it's my little brother had a book he would hold with pride, a little red cover with a broken spine. On the back, he hand-wrote a quote inside, when the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. And then he basically gives the V signs to, the presidents and all that just stuttering and mumbling for nightly news to replay while the rest of the world watching at the end of the day, both scared and angry, like, what did he say? Mate, I miss this band, man. I miss this band so much. It's been a great little trip down memory lane, man. But Minutes to Midnight, I remember wasn't going through like the most nicest of times, and I chose to sort of seclude myself from the rest of the world, man, and hide away in my room. And it'd been a lot of years since I'd played Call of Duty, and I thought, I'll just play Call of Duty for a little bit. And although I knew Linkin Park, I hadn't got addicted to them in the way that I eventually would. And that night, I think I put the Reanimation album on. And I was like, yeah, I've never really heard all like these versions of the, Hybrid Theory songs and stuff like that. Runaway and In the End and that. And then that was it. I was fucking hooked, man. Hooked. And another thing with Linkin Park as well is like, I'm glad that they had the balls to make that last album that they made. I'm a big fan of One More Light. I think it's beautiful. And it took a lot of guts, and I think they got a lot of backlash because it's worlds away from Hybrid Theory. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I think to conclude what would be Linkin Park and Chester Bennington's career with them, I think that's a great touch, because I think it shows you his mental state at the time. I think it shows you everything they were as a band were going through, everything he was going through. And, for him to take his own life not too long after releasing songs like Heavy, where the lyrics, what's the opening line? I don't like my mind right now, stacking up problems that are so unnecessary. I wish that I could slow things down. I want to let go, but there's comfort in the panic. I want to let go, but there's comfort in the panic. Oh, man. Chester's cool. But what happens is, I remember all this shit, then I fucking spend the next 3 or 4 days just going on a deep dive. Maybe we might be at the beginning of one of them right now. I can feel it loading up. But yeah, class. Got two vinyl discs. That's the inside. And what I love about Linkin Park as well is look how many of them there is, and they all play such a good part in the band. Like even your DJ, what's his name? I forget his name. I want to say it's is it Joe? Is Joe the guy? Phoenix is that dude. Rob's that dude. I think it's Joe. And then dual vocalists. You don't normally have dual vocalists be such a massive success, or so. I don't know. Like each part of the dual vocalist process and part to play in the band is needed, man. So needed. But yeah, my favorite Linkin Park album, Hybrid Theory, is probably next. And yeah, but I need to save some shit for when I do the other albums. So if you like Linkin Park or you like this video, I've got a Discord on the go. I want to start chatting about stuff like this. So join the Discord. And what I'm asking is for conversation, man. So peace out.